Yo, what's up guys? So in this video I'm going to teach you one of many ways for the participant to cut to the aces. This is one of my favorite plots to do. This is normally called the Spectator cuts to the aces, and Ed Marlowe, I believe, has the most work on this. This method in particular was just called the 35th method. The 35th method, or his 35th variation on the Spectator cuts to the aces. This particular one comes out of Mint Volume 1, and I'm not even sure how many there are. There might be over 100, who knows. One thing that I feel that I have in common with Ed Marlowe is the fact that he obviously does so many variations until he can't think of anything else, and that's what I like to do on this channel as well, give you multiple ways to do one thing. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. It's just a nerdy thing, but anyway, no more talking, let's get into the video. So in that intro, I believe that I told you that it was the 35th method that I'm going to teach you. However, I just remembered that it's actually the 36th method, so just a little information for you. I'm out of Mint Volume 1. Okay, so like always, I'll show you what this thing looks like, and then I will of course teach it to you. Alright, so you can start with a shuffle deck, or so it seems, and then you will ask the participant to take the deck and cut it into 4 roughly equal piles. Okay, so they take the deck, and you just ask them to take about a quarter of the deck down and put it on the table face down right there. So they do that, and they just continue like this the whole way through the deck until there's 4 roughly equal piles there. Alright, now you explain to them that, wow, you could have cut it to any one of these cards, and we don't need all of them, we just need the ones that you actually just cut to here. Alright, so you just take all their cards off like this, and oh wow, this is crazy here. Are you a big card player? You're not? Well, you should be a card player, because look, you actually cut to the ace of spades. That's kind of good, but the most impressive thing about this is, I don't know how you did it, but you managed to cut to all the aces. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how that looked on video just now, but the thing about this method is that people are not burning your hands as much as they are on a video. So in a real performance, you can get away with a lot more than people burning your hands, on a little rectangle. All right, so having that in mind, this will always fly by. Even if you saw me flash a little bit, they'll never catch anything like that. Okay, so here's what you do. I like to start with 2 aces on top and 2 aces on the bottom. That way I can give it a quick overhand shuffle, which gets you into position that you need to be in, which is 3 aces on the bottom and 1 on top. So here's that shuffle and how to get into that position. So like I said, you got 2 aces on top and 2 aces on the bottom. What I did there in the performance with that shuffle is I did a slip shuffle, right? So, or a milk shuffle, if you will. So I just started with milking the top and bottom cards off at the same time, just like this, that shuffle that we all know and use. So just start out with a milk and then run 1. So now you have 3 aces there, right? With the milk and then running 1, you already have 3 aces, and the other aces right there on the bottom. So just shuffle that to the top and then running singles at the end until you get that last ace on top. So now you're in perfect position. You got 1 on top and 3 on the bottom. Or you can just start here at the beginning. It doesn't make a difference, but I like to do that shuffle sequence at the beginning. So now you give them the deck and you go through your instructions, asking them to cut into 4 equal piles. So you say just cut about a quarter of the deck off right there and put it face down right there. You can just gesture with an invisible deck like this, so they know kind of what to do, right? Because a lot of times when you ask them to cut about a quarter of the deck there, sometimes they won't know what to do. I mean, they don't hear card magic instructions terminology every single day like we do. All right, so you want to make your instructions very clear and easy for them to follow. Okay, so cut about a little bit of cards right there on the table. That's fine. All right, so they do that, and they go through all the motions of doing this, just like that. So the situation now is that if you're keeping track, and you always have to keep track, okay? So just in case they might do something weird, just keep track of where the cards are going, because right here, the first packet they cut down has an ace on top, and the last packet they put down has those 3 aces on the bottom. So what you do here is this: you have to pick up that packet that has the 3 aces on the bottom, and as a gesturing comment or an action, you say, wow, you could have cut to any one of these cards. And you're doing this as sort of a gesture because you need to do this so you can get a break above those 3 bottom aces. So you're saying, wow, you could have cut to any one of these cards from a shuffled deck. And then just as you close up, just catch your break above those aces. Now what I like to do is, I talked about this in one of my other videos, but instead of just catching the break immediately, because you always get the sort of thing where you can see the gap there, right? So a good way to hide that is, what I like to do is just scoot the card that's above the aces inward like this with your fingers, so you just get a jog above those aces like this, and you can get the break whenever you need it now, as opposed to just holding the break the whole time and being at risk to flashing that gap there. All right, so you just close up, get your jog or your break, and then you'll be good to go. So as you close up, say, we don't need all the cards, we'll just take the cards that you cut to the ones on top. And here, what you do is kind of a bold thing, and I don't know if I flashed or not, which is not important, but here's what you do. You're going to take the top card off with those 3 bottom cards. And I know that sounds pretty scary, but just everything is in motion. They don't know what to expect. So even if they do see something like this, it's not going to look weird to them. So just do it and be confident with it. But a good way to hide it, a good way to avoid flashing, is to sort of put these aces in a cop position. I mean, not a really deep cop like this, but you want to sort of just put the packet a little further back in your hand than normal. That way, when you take this card off, that top card is sort of hiding those cards there. You can see that there. Even you'd have to do this to flash it. So that's what I did in the performance. So from the back, it looks like this. You have the break still being held between that top card and those aces. But from the front, since that card is sort of, outjogged a little bit, you can't really see what's happening. So one more time, you spread through. As you close up, you just get your jog or your break there. And then all you do here, scoot the packet back a little bit and just take this top card off. And as you take it off, you maintain the break between the top card and the aces, okay? So you want to sort of angle that top card like this forward so that it hides that packet there, okay? So you're like this, keeping that break. So that's the first one. So you put that down and you pick up the second packet now. And it's always a good idea to sort of necktie your hand a little bit. I mean, don't display the dirty packet, okay? So just very casually and nonchalantly just necktie your hand a little bit, just so you avoid any flashing possible. Okay, so now you pick up the second packet and do the same thing. Just take off the top card. On top of that one, there's no secret there. All you're doing is taking off the top card. On top of that one, you've already taken off. So now you just reach over here and do the same thing. Take that card off. Now on this fourth one, this is called the infamous Ed Marlowe fourth peel that everybody hates. Okay, so all you're gonna do is do a biddle steal. Okay, so you just pick up this packet, and since there's an ace there, all you're gonna do is, as you go to peel it off, you're going to add these cards that are above the break on the bottom of this packet here, okay? So you come over here, you just align this packet with these 3 cards that are above the break like this, trying to expose this as much as possible for you. As you do this, you just add those cards on the bottom packet here as you peel that card off on top of those aces that's been there. I'll do that one more time at full speed, so the packet or the deck is being cut, and you pick up the bottommost pile, spread through, get your break, and then you're like this, taking cards off here, and you end clean with 4 aces in your hand. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It does mean the world to me. And if you learned something new, if you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.